No, it's just everywhere. Everywhere. Oh, welcome. I'm Sonia. Thank you. Nice to meet you. Hello. How are you? So good to see you. I love it. I've been doing this all day. Oh my God. Thank you so much. I'm so, y'all got
So welcome to New York, welcome to
Thank
Brooklyn.
you.
Talk to us about your experience touring the arena, seeing the locker room and the Liberty compound for the first time.
Yeah.
Your face all around the building.
Yeah, that was crazy. I think just walking in, before I even came into the arena, just having my picture up there just made it more for real, and I feel just so happy to be here, so blessed and grateful, and I'm still wrapping my head around it, truly. Like, it's just, I just feel like it's such a special place, and I just feel like so honored to be here and be a part of this, and seeing the locker room, seeing just the facilities, the recovery area. It's just, it makes you not have to worry about anything with basketball. You can just come here and play, and that's just kind of always what I wanted.
Have you ever envisioned yourself playing in New York before? I mean, you're from the South.
Yeah.
So this is very different from
Yeah.
what you're used to. So what's your first impression been?
I mean, I've always loved coming to New York. It's my favorite city in the world. I fell in love when I came up here with Tennessee when I was in college. So being here and just playing against the Liberty, it was always some of my favorite games to just be a part of. The crowd is just so passionate. The fans here are you feel them every single game. So that's something I'm just looking forward to. But New York in itself is just a special place. It just makes me feel like I want to put my stamp here and just join this culture that New York has.
So let's talk about the early days when you first fell in love with the game of basketball. How were you introduced to the game?
I was introduced to basketball through my older brother, Isabelle Harrison. He played in the NBA, and I got to be a part of his draft night and see the men's side of it. But I always thought to myself, I could see myself doing the exact same thing. So I just really wanted to follow in his footsteps and just emulate what I saw him doing growing up, you know? So when that became a reality, I just felt like, wow, this is a part of my journey, and I just knew I would always be here at this level someday. And my family has been like my biggest support system, pushing me here, and he still watches all my games and texts me after my games. So it just feels like he had his career just to prepare mine for this moment right now. So it's been very special.
That's a huge achievement for you and your brother to
Thank
both
you.
make it to the pros.
Thank you, yeah. Even growing up, I went to a lot of Vanderbilt basketball camps where my dad coached football, and he would just...
Your dad was an NFL player.
Yeah, he played for the Eagles, Fly Eagles Fly. And he would drop me off at the gym and be with the basketball girls. They were in college at the time. I was probably like 5 or 6, and I used to practice with them and hang out with them in the locker room. And I just knew this sense of community and sisterhood is something that I kind of grew up with. I'm one of 12, so just having that amount of people around me at all times just felt normal. So it was a plus. I had my friends and basketball, so I was able to get a healthy relationship early on, and it's been my passion ever since.
And how old were you when you really started to take it seriously? I mean, you had a blueprint with your father, your brother. So when did you say, like, this is definitely a pathway that I want to pursue as well?
I would say I kind of got late into basketball because I played so many sports. I did volleyball, track, softball. And I would say my sophomore year, junior year in high school is when I really started to take it serious, but also I was getting that attention from AAU at the time. And once that started coming, I was just like, I can really make a career out of it. So I did that, and going into my senior year in high school, I had Pat Summitt come to my high school, and she sat in my coach's office and was like, do you want to come to Tennessee? And I was like, absolutely.
Did you consider any other options?
You know, Tennessee was always my dream as a kid because, you know, I remember watching Candace playing there and just her career, and Tamika, just those girls. I saw that growing up, and I'm from Nashville, so those were always just like local legends for me. I think when I started getting the attention from college teams and I saw all the possibilities, I definitely considered and weighed other schools in the SEC, but once I looked Pat in the face and she asked me, I couldn't say no. I couldn't say no.
I mean, just watching women's college basketball at that time, and you know, the UConn Tennessee rivalry, like that was such a time to be a fan of the game. And I think about all of these new fans, which is great for the sport, but they have no idea. They have no idea.
They have no idea. That's why I'm glad they're now getting into the game, because this is every game that they watch, announcers and everybody just makes it a part of the learning process of knowing the game and women's history and just the greats that have played before me. Seriously, like I'm a seasoned vet now, but knowing who were my veterans at the time and seeing what they're doing and what they contributed to the game, like that has always been my goal and aspiration. I want to leave this game better than I found it. And I appreciate Pat's leadership and mentorship in me ever since I've been a freshman, and those lessons, life lessons, have just carried me to this point that I am today. But yeah, these new fans, they have no idea the lore of it all.
Yeah, I think it's also great to see someone like a Candace in the role that she has, because she's going to make sure that you're going to learn today, you know, and she obviously keeps Pat's legacy alive in everything that she does. But I just love to see the legends of today, or the legends of the game, have the platform to talk about the history of the W and the players that have come up before them, because it's so vital to continue in the growth of the sport. So you know, traveled all over the world to play basketball. Talk to us about what those global experiences have taught you, both on and off the court.
To be honest, I think the lessons that I learned as a kid helped me have the career that I did when I traveled to other places. So again, growing up from one of 12, and I grew up in a very diverse city in Nashville, when I went overseas, it was never a culture shock with the people, because I was always able to connect to them, and I was always able to speak to them through the game of basketball. Obviously, like, I'm in Poland, I've never been here before, never seen anything like it, but the lessons of just the togetherness, the community that I learned as a kid, now I'm like, man, it helped my time overseas so much more, and it helps me connect to the fans. We have all different types of fans, and they come in so many different forms. So when I finally get to meet everybody, it's like, oh yeah, we're adding another one to the fam, you know? So it's always been something that I've loved that I had, so I was able to really just connect to whoever that comes around the game.
And what is that transition like, playing overseas and then jumping straight back into W season, and then leaving W season and jumping straight back into the overseas season? It's
a grind. It's truly a grind. People don't give us enough credit from when the season ends at the W. We might get like a week and a half before we have to go overseas. And I'm like, one, your body can't completely recover, but it's also like you're still in game mode. So you're able to go into the overseas season kind of still prepped to play, and you know they're going to ask for everything and more when you get over there. And once that season stops, you go back to the W. So it's a constant cycle. I'm glad that I had that experience, because on the court, my basketball got so much better. Like, I remember Diana told me after my rookie year, she was like, Izzy, once you go overseas, this stuff is going to start making sense. I was like, girl, I came from Tennessee. Like, what are you talking about? Saying that to Diana Taurasi is crazy. But she was so right. I was able to see the game from a different perspective. And I brought that into my next W season, and it went up from there. So overseas, I think, is so vital and fundamental to a basketball player's game, period. And yeah, it's made me a better basketball player.
You also talk about, you know, the lack of recovery, and, you know, obviously that can be difficult on your body, and you've had an ACL injury and really vocal about that. And just talk to us about that recovery process and what that taught you about yourself.
Yeah, I think it's top two, one of the hardest things I ever went through in my career. And I got injured maybe 2 months before my draft in 2015. So you can already imagine how my mental was at the time. I just worked hard all these 3, almost 4 years just to kind of go through that before, choosing a team. But truly, it just taught me how resilient that I am as a person, as a player. Injuries, you get better if you do the job, but it's the mental part that you really have to be mindful of, because it can take a toll on you. And there was times where I felt at 21 years old, which is crazy now, I was like, I'm never going to be the same. I'm not going to be able to go out there and do the same thing. And it's just like not the case at all. So yeah, I put my head down. I worked hard. I continued to be involved with the game. I watched W games while I was out, and I came back ready to play. And I had a great rookie season my Phoenix year. And Sandy can attest to that. It's crazy because, like, we were just talking about the workouts that we did when I was with her my rookie season in Phoenix. And it's funny because Olaf was like, and the footwork has gotten better ever since. But those are things that I knew once I got to that next level, I was going to be able to develop and get better. And it's so cool that they were a part of that first chapter of my W career, and how they see me now is just like, I'm happy they get to see the whole picture of it.
Yeah, it was great to see you reunite with them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is like a family for you.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
I mean, every season so many things change, whether it's teammates, staffs, just environments. But whenever you can come in and see familiar faces, I think it just makes that transition like way easier. Obviously, I'm geeked to be in New York, but like these are the people I'm going to be with every day, and I know their character. So that just makes it like so much more fun, and I'm more optimistic about just being here and just grinding, working with the girls, playing the games. Like I'm so happy to be here.
What was your mood like when you found out that it was official that you were signing with the Liberty? Your reaction?
I was down in Nashville at AU, and I was at lunch with one of my best friends, Marjorie, and we were just eating chips and queso. And then of course I talked to Sandy maybe like 2 days before that, and then I got the post on Instagram about how official it was, and my phone was just blowing up. Everybody was just texting me saying, congratulations, like, we know you're so excited for this next chapter, and really just showing what I could do. Last season I was injured, kind of going through that and trying to figure out my way in that system. But now I'm like, I feel more confident in my knee because I went overseas. I did AU. I'm doing, more working out on my knee. I'm getting it strong. So I just feel way more confident this time around. So when it happened on my phone, I was just like, here we go. Like, this is it. This is a perfect place to start that new chapter. So me and my friend were geeked.
That's good. Yeah, this is a great, like, fresh start for you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's talk about the team. You're coming back to a championship, contender. How do you see your role fitting into what's already established as a new addition to the team?
I mean, when I see the post play here, it's not like your average 4 or honestly your average 5. Like, you have Stewie, JJ, and Nyara. So that in itself, to me, you have mobile force, and that is a system that I feel like the game is moving towards anyways. I mean, obviously you have your big man, they're very necessary to the game, but I kind of compare it to the time when I was in Dallas when I played with Satu. Like, we were just able to work off of each other so well. So when I see how Stewie plays, how JJ plays, they can shoot the 3, they can handle the ball, they can score, they play deep, everything. Like, that is just something that I wanted to come in and support and do that. Obviously, like, I'm gonna do my role when I get out there, but man, they're holding it down right now. So it's my job to come in and be ready whenever my name is called. I'm blessed to be able to do that here.
What would it mean to win here in New York?
Y'all know I had so much FOMO seeing y'all win last year. Like, I was like, I just know it's such an amazing feeling to see like how much hard work you've put into a season, and to get to that final moment in New York, it's just like, it would be a dream come true, truly. I just was sitting at home like, man, I know they having a ball. But I'm sure the girls were just like, after last season, how that experience went going into the past year, seeing how they finally got them one, it just, I know they were able to take a deep breath, and I'm just excited. I would love to be able to be a part of that experience. I haven't won one yet, so to be able to do it here with, again, a great coach like Sandy and supporting staff and just the team in general, I would be excited.
I know we still have to have your meeting with Ellie happen.
Ellie, I need to see you, girl. ASAP. Gots to see you. I've been hearing so many good things about her. I see her on TikTok. I see the walk-ins. I see the outfits. Like, we got to make this happen.
Yeah, we'll make it happen.
Please.
For sure. We'll make it happen. You talked about, Izzy having your own identity.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to us about what you want our fans to know about you.
Yeah.
That it's not, something covered by media, or they can't just gather from TikTok or your social media.
That's a good question. I think my biggest thing is just how much I care for this game and how much I love playing basketball. Like, I know that you can't ever put yourself in one box. I know I'm very dimensional. I do other things, skincare, fashion, whatever, but again, like I said, the main thing for me is basketball. I love being here, showing up every day, being ready to play, and I think they just got to know they're getting a hard worker, a girl that wants to play on both sides of the ball, and just excited to meet the fans. I've heard how passionate and loud you guys are, and I've experienced it when I came here, so I'm ready for you guys to experience me and welcome me. I've been feeling so welcomed already since I signed, so that's just like a good sign in itself, because it feels good to feel seen and supported. So I'm excited to get that from the Liberty fans.
Aside from yourself, who do you think is the best dressed player on the team?
You know what? I loved Stewie's outfits last year. Like, she just took it to another level. Like, they just looked so good on her. Stewie was a good one. But Naja always just is really cute for me. I think her outfits look so good. Sab too. Sab did her big one. I like Sab's outfits. They're very chill, comfortable. I like that she goes with that. Like, maybe a week after I signed, I went with my stylist. She just styled some girls at the draft. Her name's Golden. And we have like this whole mood board, and like I transitioned to like girly last year in Chicago, and now I'm all like streetwear, edgy, New York, leather, black, all that. So the outfits are coming. I hope y'all are ready.
I love that. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
This was great.
Thank you.
That's it.